When Jeff Bezos founded Amazon in 1995, he was able to grow this company in ways that would have once drawn antitrust intervention. One of the tactics that he used was to sell goods at a loss in order to capsize smaller competitors that didn't have the same financial backing. In Amazon's first 6 years in business, it lost $3 billion selling books at a loss. The tactic worked. Bookstores closed in droves, and now Amazon controls half of all book sales and more than 70% of all ebook sales. Similarly, when Zappos came along, the online shoe retailer, they started to emerge in the mid-2000s as a really popular competitor. Well, Amazon responded by selling shoes at a loss until Zappos, a smaller company without the backing of Wall Street, started bleeding red ink, and eventually they had to agree to a merger. Well, today, Zappos is owned by Amazon. The fact that a single company dominates online commerce is a story about the failure of antitrust policy to protect competition. Just how powerful is Amazon? It's now capturing $1 of every $2 that Americans spend online. To think of Amazon simply as a retailer is to really misjudge the scope of what Jeff Bezos has set out to do. I don't just mean that Amazon does a lot of things besides sell stuff. It produces television shows and movies, it publishes books, it underwrites loans, it manages the data of U.S. intelligence agencies. It operates the world's largest streaming video game platform, and it's now manufacturing thousands of different products itself, from batteries to blouses. What I mean is that Amazon's ambition is much bigger than merely dominating any of these markets. Its goal is to replace them. Amazon has set out to be the infrastructure that commerce runs on, to be the platform that all sellers must go through to reach buyers. Already, more than half of online shoppers are bypassing search engines and starting their shopping search directly on Amazon. The result of this is that every competing business, from Main Street retailers to big global brands, increasingly they have little choice but to join Amazon's marketplace as sellers. Amazon says its platform is a place where entrepreneurs can pursue their dreams, but in reality, this relationship is often predatory. Studies have found that Amazon watches what sellers are doing and then often starts selling their most popular items itself. Small manufacturers can wake up one day and suddenly find that Amazon has made a knockoff of their best-selling product and then given it the top spot in its search results. In other words, Amazon's competitors now depend on Amazon to reach customers, and Amazon in turn is exploiting that dependence to undermine them as competitors. What all of this adds up to is just an incredible machine for concentrating wealth. By owning the pipelines, Amazon can privilege its own products on those pipelines, and for the goods it doesn't want to sell, it can let other companies provide those items while levying a kind of tax on their revenue through the fees that it charges them. In the end, Amazon makes money on every transaction, and it gets to set the rules. What happens when you concentrate this much power? Well, one effect we're seeing is that communities across the country are seeing their economic base pulled out from under them. The number of local independent retailers has fallen by over 85,000 over the last 10 years. We've lost around 35,000 small manufacturers. Meanwhile, those that are still in business say that as Amazon squeezes them, they're no longer able to invest as much in their companies and in developing new products and growing what they're doing. In the end of all of this, Amazon is actually destroying more jobs than it's creating. But it's not only our economic well-being that's at risk, it's also our freedom. When Franklin Roosevelt fought monopolies, he used the word dictatorship. Indeed, Amazon has the power to decide such crucial questions as which books will succeed or fail, which firms will survive, which communities will get by, and which will be simply left behind. In addition to demanding better wages for its workers, we need to confront Amazon's power directly.